I reckon it depends on the credibility of the institute or authority who released that information. So say, for example, if it's released by journal article or government institute, then probably that's credible. But the normal social media, such as that is published by a random person, say on Facebook, Instagram, that credibility should be argued.
Using the social media, I can see what happens and some big events in the world, but no one is around me. So it seems a little bit smoothly, but I can be accompanied by some friends on the internet, and it will add some relationships online.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of play, but not too much. Yeah. In daily life, I think social media is like a kind of spreading the information to me and adding some happiness to everyone. So I think social media is of great importance.
It's a bit of both. I think social media does create a sort of sense of community with a wide mass of people who use it, but it also does create that, like you said, sense of longing or jealousy, and that does actually play to everyday life. But I don't know, it depends what social media you're on. For me, I don't choose to not have some sort of social medias because I know how it negatively impacts me.
Well, I think it's kind of mixed and really depends upon how you perceive it to be. But I think day by day the negativity is kind of increasing because Instagram, for example, is kind of being unrealistic because people, the kind of lives they portray there is not necessarily true. So it's kind of rising on the negative side unless you're really, really mature to how to find the positive element out of it, like all the endless support that online communities has to offer. Other than that, I think majority is kind of negative.
Yeah.
Relationships, I think with the growth of the technology, social media is more and more important to our daily life.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of bother our relationship because we spend more time on social media without caring others opinions. So the relationship is weaker, I think.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I do think that it does help positively impact relationships, connections, because it does allow a strong connection with people from all over the world and allows people to meet other people from all over the world rather than just having to do that personally. So, for example, I can, talk to someone who lives in America. I can meet them online and we can talk like that.
And does it strengthen connections or cause feeling of loneliness?
I reckon the social media, especially during the COVID period, it actually strengthens the interpersonal relationships between those people, and I reckon. But since the COVID is past, I reckon the in-person aspect of those communications, both during the academic and the working industry, should be strengthened as well.
I think it's both positive and negative. In views of the positive part, AI will help us know more about the world, and it provides some information about the world and what happens, and it can stimulate us to know more about what happens in the world, like the war and like some big events. But it can also have some long-term bad effects to our daily life because I am a writer, and AI writer is now more and more likely to be an important part of writing.
Yeah.
And it is kind of a risk to cover the job opportunities of ourselves. So I think it's kind of negative effects.
Okay, so I don't feel that AI will have a negative impact on society, but I do feel social media does have a negative impact. Uh, so, if we are talking about AI specifically, I think that is bringing a very positive effect. As long as students are not using it to cheat on their assignments. But other than that, I think at least myself as a student, it has really made my life seamless and relatively more easier, especially to learn concepts. I can often refer to ChatGPT. So AI is bringing kind of positive stuff in, but social media, I think it's kind of pretty much negative.
That's just only relevant.
More specifically, kind of boosting the spirit of jealousy, also kind of imposter syndrome. You feel you are not really doing as good as your mates are. At the end of the day, everyone is kind of doing similar situation in their own space, but we have this feeling of disparity, which is a problem.